Napster is an audio streaming service provider. The audio streaming service provider was developed by Shawn and Sean Parker. The audio streaming service provider was released on June 1st, 1991, but on September 3rd, 2002, the audio streaming service provider was shut down. So, what went wrong? Well, let's find out. Although there were already networks that facilitated the distribution of files across the internet, such as IRC, Hotline, and Usenet, Napster specialized in MP3 files of music and a user-friendly interface. At its peak, the Napster service had about 80 million registered users. Napster made it relatively easy for music enthusiasts to download copies of songs that were otherwise difficult to obtain, such as older songs, unreleased recordings, studio recordings, and songs from concert bootleg recordings. Napster paved the way for streaming media services and transformed music into a public good for a brief period of time. High-speed networks in college dormitories became overloaded, with as much as 61% of external network traffic consisting of MP3 file transfers. Many colleges blocked its use for this reason, even before concerns about liability for facilitating copyright violations on campus. Macintosh version. The service and software program began as Windows only. However, in 2000, Black Hole Media wrote a Macintosh client called Mixter. Mixter was later bought by Napster and designated the official Mac Napster client, Napster for the Mac, at which point the Maxter name was discontinued. Even before the acquisition of Mixter, the Macintosh community had a variety of independently developed Napster clients.
Good afternoon, my name is
The most notable was the open source client called Maxstar, released by Scroll Software in early 2000, and Rapster, released by Overcaster family in Brazil. The release of Maxstar's source code paved the way for third-party Napster clients across all computing platforms, giving users advertisement-free music distribution options. Legal challenges. Heavy metal band Metallica discovered a demo of their song I Disappear had been circulating across the network before it was released. This led to it being played on several radio stations across the United States, which alerted Metallica to the fact that their entire back catalog of studio material was also available. On March 13, 2000, they filed a lawsuit against Napster. A month later, rapper and producer Dr. Dre, who shared a litigator and a legal firm with Metallica, filed a similar lawsuit after Napster refused his written request to remove his works from its service. Separately, Metallica and Dr. Dre later delivered to Napster thousands of usernames of people who they believed were pirating their songs. In March 2001, Napster settled both suits after being shut down by the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals in a separate lawsuit from several major record labels. In 2000, Madonna's single, Music, was leaked out onto the web and Napster prior to its commercial release, causing widespread media coverage. Verified Napster use peaked with 26.4 million users worldwide in February 2001. In 2000, the American musical recording company A&M Records, along with several other recording companies through the Recording Industry Association of America, RIAA, sued Napster, A&M Records Incorporated versus Napster Incorporated on grounds of contributory and vicarious copyright infringement under the U.S. Digital Millennium Copyright Act, DMCA. Napster was faced with the following allegations from the music industry: that its users were directly violating plaintiff's copyright, that Napster was responsible for contributory infringement of the plaintiff's copyrights, and that Napster was responsible for vicarious infringement of the plaintiff's copyrights. Napster lost the case in the district court, but then appealed to the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Ninth Circuit. Although it was clear that Napster could have commercially significant non-infringing uses, the Ninth Circuit upheld the district court's decision. Immediately after, the district court commanded Napster to keep track of the activities of its network and to restrict access to infringing material when informed of that material's location. Napster wasn't able to comply and thus had to close down its service in July 2001. In 2002, Napster announced that it had filed for bankruptcy and sold its assets to a third party. In a 2018 Rolling Stone article, Kirk Hammett of Metallica upheld the band's opinion that suing Napster was the right thing to do. Promotional Power. Along with the accusations that Napster was hurting the sales of the record industry, there were those who felt just the opposite, that file trading on Napster stimulated rather than hurt sales. Some evidence may have come in July 2000 when tracks from English rock band Radiohead's album Kid A found their way to Napster 3 months before the album's release. Unlike Madonna, Dr. Dre, or Metallica, Radiohead had never hit the top 20 in the US. Furthermore, Kid A was an album without any singles released and received relatively little radio airplay. By the time of the album's release, the album was estimated to have been downloaded for free by millions of people worldwide, and in October 2000, Kid A captured the number 1 spot on the Billboard 200 sales chart in its debut week. According to Richard Menta of MP3 Newswire, the effect of Napster in the instance was isolated from other elements that could be credited for driving sales, and the album's unexpected success suggested that Napster was a good promotional tool for music. Since 2000, many musical artists, particularly those not signed to major labels and without access to television and without access to traditional mass media outlets such as radio and television, have said that Napster and successive internet file sharing networks have helped get their music heard, spread word of mouth, and may have improved their sales in the long term. One such musician to publicly defend Napster as a promotional tool for independent artists such as DJ Axelot, who became directly involved in the 2000 A&M Records lawsuit. Chuck D from Public Enemy also came out and publicly supported Napster. Lawsuit. Napster's facilitation of transfer of copyrighted material raised the ire of the Recording Industry Association of America (RIAA), which almost immediately on December 6, 1999, filed a lawsuit against the popular service. The service would only get bigger as the trial meant to shut down Napster also gave it a great deal of publicity. Soon, millions of users, many of whom were college students, flocked to it. After a failed appeal to the Ninth Circuit Court, an injunction was issued on March 5, 2001, ordering Napster to prevent the trading of copyrighted music on its network. Lawrence Lessig claimed, however, that this decision made little sense from the perspective of copyright protection. When Napster told the district court that it had developed a technology to block the transfer of 99.4% of identified infringing material, the district court told counsel for Napster 99.4% was not good enough. Napster had to push the infringements down to zero. If 99.4% is not good enough, Lessig concluded, then this is a war on file-sharing technologies, not a war on copyright infringement. Shutdown. On July 11, 2001, Napster shut down its entire network in order to comply with the injunction. On September 24, 2001, the case was partially settled. Napster agreed to pay music curators and copyright owners a $26 million settlement for past unauthorized uses of music and as an advance against future licensing royalties of $10 million. In order to pay those fees, Napster attempted to convert its free service into a subscription system, and thus traffic to Napster was reduced. A prototype solution was tested in 2002. The Napster 3.0 alpha using the .nap secure file format from Play Media Systems and audio fingerprint technology licensed from Relatable. Napster 3.0 was, according to many former Napster employees, ready to deploy, but it had significant trouble obtaining licenses to distribute major label music. On May 17, 2002, Napster announced that its assets would be acquired by German media firm Bertelsmann for $85 million, with the goal of transforming Napster into an online music subscription service. The two companies had been collaborating since the middle of 2000, where Bertelsmann became the first major label to drop its copyright lawsuit against Napster. Pursuant to the terms of the acquisition agreement on June 3rd, Napster filed for Chapter 11 protection under United States bankruptcy laws. On September 3rd, 2002, an American bankruptcy judge blocked the sale to Bertelsmann and forced Napster to liquidate its assets. Third-party clients. After official Napster client takedown, multiple third-party client and server implementations continued working and supporting Napster network. These include OpenNap and TechNap. Reuse of name. Napster's brand and logos were acquired at bankruptcy auction by Roxio, which used them to rebrand the Press Play music service as Napster 2.0. In September 2008, Napster was purchased by U.S. electronic retailer Best Buy for $121 million. On December 1st, 2011, pursuant to a deal with Best Buy, Napster merged with Rhapsody, with Best Buy receiving a minority stake in Rhapsody. On July 14, 2016, Rhapsody phased out of the Rhapsody brand in favor of Napster and has since rebranded its service internationally as Napster and expanded toward other markets by providing music on demand as a service to other brands, like the iHeartRadio app and their all-access music subscription service that provides subscribers with an on-demand music experience as well as premium radio. On August 25th, 2020, Napster was sold to virtual reality concerts company Melody VR. And there's the history of Napster. So, what went wrong for Napster? How was it game over for Napster? Well, I think with the legal challenges they faced and the lawsuits that were filed against them, I think that's where things went wrong. Many artists and record labels were basically having legal challenges and we're also filing lawsuits against Napster. Anyways, this is where I'm going to end off this video. If you guys happen to enjoy this video, please make sure to hit the like button, and also don't forget to subscribe. I do videos every single day. And also don't forget to subscribe and ring the notification bell on my second channel. My second channel will be the third link in below. And if you guys would like to send me fan art or follow me on Instagram, you guys can send me fan art on my Instagram will be the second link in below. And if you guys would like to join my Roblox fan group, my Roblox fan group will be the first link in below. And if you guys like to follow me on Twitter, my Twitter will be the fourth link in below. And if you guys like to follow me on Reddit, my Reddit will be the fifth link in below. And if you guys like to follow me on TikTok, my TikTok will be the sixth link in below. And if you guys like to check out my Facebook page, my Facebook page will be the seventh link in below. And until then, I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye!